Are we
How's
recording?
my hair? Tell me honestly.
Are we recording?
Yes.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What's wrong with it?
It's just no, yeah. Leave it. Perfect.
It's perfect?
It's perfect.
Okay. And the back too, it's perfect?
Perfect. It's perfect.
Okay. I won't touch it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Jacob Bellotti, joined, as always, by my Mickey Mouse friendly, my oh boy friend. It's Lorenzo Saperstein. Hello.
That is what I'm changing my name to be more palatable to a Midwest audience.
Thank you. Welcome to Let's Talk About That.
All systems are a go.
Talking database activated.
Begin in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about who? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about that.
Girl, I cannot believe we are talking about that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Let's talk about that.
What a week it has been.
Busy week.
My
Busy week.
Goodness, the last time we talked to you, we had not been to...
We talked to me?
No, I'm talking to the viewer.
Oh, okay.
Or listener.
Yes, you're right. And speak on that, King. Yes.
We had not been to Disneyland.
Yes, correct. Yes,
and
correct.
now, as if you're watching this on YouTube at Let's Talk About That Pod,
Right.
you can see us adorned in our Disneyland garments.
Come on.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that has a sparkle to it at the
I
bottom.
just kind of realized it as I was putting it on.
Wow.
I love this shirt.
Yeah, the person who bought that for you must be such a wonderful, loving partner.
Thanks, Mom. My mom bought it. No, just kidding. Jacob bought it.
I bought it. We're touching. What was our catchphrase we had when we never used it again?
Discussing.
Discussing. That was it. Yeah, that shirt looks great.
It's part of the Disneyland 70th anniversary collection merchandise.
Yeah. So we went for the 70th anniversary.
Yeah, I actually think technically the 70th anniversary hasn't even begun yet. I think it starts in May. We were actually there during the Food and Wine Festival.
Okay. Well, that means nothing to me.
We did not have any wine.
And I didn't really have much food.
You ate.
Well, I always eat.
Well,
but
she ate at Disneyland. What was your favorite thing that you ate at Disneyland? What was your favorite food?
I didn't really have many of the selections. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I had cereal before we left. And then when we got there, I had a pretzel.
Yeah.
I had a pretzel.
Yeah.
And then for dinner at like 9 p.m., I had chicken tenders.
Yeah, no, you also ate like one of the little like flatbread thing in the Star Wars
Oh,
land.
yeah, you're right. I had that at like 4 p.m. or something.
Yeah. But you are right. We didn't really like stop for a sweet treat.
We did not get a sweet treat. Very
We
disappointing.
should have gotten like some kind of sweet treat.
We did not get a sweet treat.
Well, we did have the Mickey beignets.
Yes.
But like we
yeah.
should have gotten like a true, like we should have stopped for ice cream or something.
Yeah,
like,
and
at
also
Disneyland.
you were telling me about the corn dogs, and I did not have one.
Honestly, I didn't have one either because when we found our way to that area, my tummy was not feeling so good.
Your signature tummy troubles.
Yes, I was having my signature tummy troubles, and the rest of our group got corn dogs, but you
I
and I
didn't
didn't.
get one.
Why didn't you get one? Because you don't like.
I've never had a corn dog.
So why didn't you take that opportunity to try one?
Because I was with you. I was helping you through your tummy troubles.
Oh, I would have been okay if you had one.
Well, honey, I didn't have one. Now we
Next
have to
time.
go back.
Well, here's the thing. I felt very. I had a nice day. I did at Disneyland, and I was happy to be with you and Jeremy and our cousins, my cousins. But
That's the only time they'll ever be mentioned in this episode.
no, my cousins were visiting, and so that's why we went to Disneyland.
Yeah.
but I kind of felt like I failed a little bit as a planner.
How so?
I think that I should have recommended that maybe we had just done one park. I think I should have recommended that maybe the only thing we did was go to Disneyland proper and not go to California Adventure.
But then we wouldn't have done the car ride.
We wouldn't have done the Cars ride, but we would have done a lot more in Disneyland. Like, we could have done Space Mountain, which we didn't do. We could have done Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which broke down and we didn't do.
Okay, well, we'll have to talk about that because that was heartbreaking.
It was really heartbreaking. I actually almost cried.
I saw it in your face.
I was really, really, really upset.
So the entire day, he kept talking about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Right.
And we were like, oh my God. And then he withheld ToonTown from us until 8 p.m.
I didn't even realize that was something that you guys were going to like go crazy over and love.
Well, honey, people of my age and your age played ToonTown as kids on the desktop computer.
Right. I didn't play ToonTown. And also, in my head, ToonTown is a kids area. And so I didn't really think about it like being a destination for us to go to, except for that one ride.
It was the destination to go to.
Yeah.
And he kept talking about the ride all day. And I was like, okay, we need to make sure we get to this ride.
Yeah.
And so we finally get to it. It's like 8 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
And we're in the queue and we get all the way to the front. We go through the pre-show, which is like a video or whatever, and they like tear the screen away.
Right, really cool. Like pre-show introduces the ride.
Whatever.
The queue is awesome. It's really, really cute.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stuff to see.
And we're up at the front, and then all the lights turn on.
Yeah.
And they said, please make your way out of the queue.
This ride is closing.
And we didn't get to do it.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, we did get fast passes to come back, but then someone in our group, my cousin,
This is all you.
My cousin was like too tired to keep doing the day, which kind of made me upset because I get that she was tired, but like there were things that we could have done if she had stayed. If she had been okay staying.
Well,
we could have done that ride.
I had a great day.
Yeah.
And, you know, you are forever the face of failure when it comes to Disney.
Oh, my God. Actually, you don't even know how much that hurts me. You don't even know how much that really hurts my feelings.
It's a complete joke.
I just felt like I tried really hard to like.
And you did a wonderful job.
Yeah. I just think that like I didn't realize like it was like pretty crowded. Like, it just was.
Yeah.
There were so many people there.
And I'm sure it was very crowded all the other times you went. You just had VIP treatment.
No, remember, I told you that I went with my parents, and we didn't have VIP treatment, you know?
Well, you went on a random weekday in an off-season,
like in
right?
March, right? It was or like early April.
But other times you've gone, I'm sure it was exactly the same, and you just got to skip everything.
Maybe.
You know, and so I feel like this is what it's actually like to go to Disneyland.
Maybe, yes.
As a real person.
And I feel like I didn't know that. And I think the next time that I go to Disneyland, I would rather go with like just you or like you and Jeremy, right?
Mm-hmm. Producer Jerome.
And go to one park in one day and then the other one another day. Because that is the only way to like really experience everything and have a relaxing, nice day where you can also enjoy like all of the food. Like we didn't even walk through downtown Disney at all. There's so much to do, like so much other like shopping and stores to look at. Even if we didn't buy anything, like there's stores to look at in like the main area of like Main Street Disneyland. There's like a little museum that they have that's like so cool to look through. There's like a whole bunch of stores that we didn't even like walk into.
My favorite thing about Disneyland was the complete ignorance of the fact that Walt Disney was a major anti-Semite.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said in our other episode when we were talking about Disneyland. It's like everything is like Walt's vision for the future. It's like
what?
Walt's vision for the future was no Jews.
Yes, that was his vision for the future. Crazy. It was a little weird.
Yeah.
That castle was pathetic.
Yeah, it's nothing like the Magic Kingdom.
I mean, that castle was truly nothing.
Yeah.
Like it was.
And there's you can't go inside it. There's nothing inside it. It's
Yeah.
just the castle, and you can walk through it, and then you're in Fantasyland behind.
Okay.
Which
we didn't even walk through it.
We didn't walk through it, but we walked around to the back of it. We
Yeah,
were in
but-
Fantasyland.
But we didn't walk through it.
Yeah,
you
right,
know.
right.
Let's talk about the very first thing we did there.
Not go on Incredicoaster because it was closed.
Yes. No, the very first thing we did there was you were hyping up this incredible, insane Spider-Man show.
Oh my God.
And so we walk in, we started in California Adventure. We get to the Avengers campus, they call
Yeah.
it, I guess.
Yeah.
Avengers area. And we're waiting with this crowd to see this. He's like, oh my God, the Spider-Man show is about to happen. And I'm like, okay, great. So we're standing there waiting for the Spider-Man show. And then out walks this rinky-dink, like terrible, awful imitation. It's like the type of Spider-Man costume you would see like outside of Times Square, like the one not even in Times Square, like outside of Times.
I don't know
Times
if
Square.
I agree with
Terrible.
that. I think it was a regular
It was
Spider-Man.
a terrible Spider-Man costume.
Okay.
And then this show is he pretends to say a few words to the audience.
Yes.
He runs in a doorway. You wait about 30 seconds. Nothing happens. And then they launch him one time on top of a building and then it's over. And I was like,
Yes.
What the hell was that?
I will say it used to be longer. There used to be more to it.
I was standing there and I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, it's over. And then I just like busted out laughing because it was so ridiculous. Like it
Yeah.
was so bad.
It just felt like
You can't call that a show. It wasn't a show.
no. Well, really, what it is it's like a meet and greet experience, and it's kind of like an intro to the meet and greet experience. Because after the show, then Spider-Man meets everyone.
Well,
and, like,
you hyped me up for this big, Spider-Man show, and what I got was
but
disaster.
also, like, he used to like clip himself onto a thing and then come down from that stage, like down to the ground, like.
But he still only was launched one time.
Right, but that's an animatronic. That's not.
It's not even a person.
right. Because you can't launch a person that fast and that high up; they would die.
What do you mean they would die?
Like it's like launched like a person can't handle those G-forces. Like they would be injured or die.
But it wasn't very high up. It was.
It's higher up than it seems.
It was.
But it's also just about like the speed at which they're like launched.
Well,
a
but
person-
Spider-Man does that in the movies, and
Well,
he's fine.
that's Spider-Man in the movies. Like, you can't, like a real person can't do that. They would like die.
No, I don't know about that.
They would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you know that?
I don't know. They said it in a video once, I think.
Oh, they said it in a video. See, now this is what we call misinformation. This is where misinformation happens, because saying something once in a video somewhere is not enough factual evidence.
A Disney
is not enough
Imagineering
factual
video.
evidence to prove or disprove something.
A video released by Disney, they wouldn't lie.
Honey, they lie all the time in those
No, they
things.
pretend.
Constant lying.
They wouldn't lie about something like that.
Honey.
They wouldn't.
Honey.
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 Miss Honey.
All right, what else?
I just really felt like, for me personally, it was one failure after another that whole day.
Well,
Because we get there, and then the first thing that happens is that show, and then you're like, what was that?
well,
and then I'm
girl,
like-
you saw the same thing I saw.
Yes. And then I'm like, okay, don't worry about it. We're going to go on the Incredicoaster. Then we go over to the Incredicoaster, closed for the entire day.
Yeah.
It's the Incredicoaster's down all day. The one thing in that park I was super looking forward to. Then we go on the aerial ride, which was like fine.
Yeah.
But-
it was silly.
It just like, that's normally for me, I would skip that. You know what I mean? Because it's just a ride where you like look at Ariel. You just go through the story of The Little Mermaid. You know what I mean? So normally I would skip that, but we did it because we had time and we were there. Then we went and we did the Cars ride, which was cool. What did you think of the Cars ride?
I liked the Cars ride. I do feel like at one point on it though, I almost blacked out, and maybe that was because I didn't eat.
Okay.
Already, you know, like I think when it was going fast, like for a second, I almost like blacked out. But like I think that was just because I hadn't eaten or something.
Right.
Something was going on.
Okay.
But I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean,
it's fun and silly.
It's like well done and well made, and you don't realize how big it is until you're on it.
Yeah.
And then there's like all these different like sections of it, and
Yeah.
you know, it's like a fun. It starts off really cool. It has like a very cool like crescendo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the racing at the end is just like a really fun finale, and you get like an on-ride photo.
Yeah.
So we did
borp,
that,
as we call
and
them.
honestly, I think that what they were doing with the $30 like fast pass thing,
Okay.
like how so you pay $30.
So let's be clear. It is a price gouge.
It is a price gouge. It is.
There's
a
no
price gouge.
reason for that to exist. You could just have it as a normal fast pass thing that people can book.
But what it allows is for you to actually get on the ride. Because if they had it as just a normal fast pass, you'd never be able to get that fast pass on a crowded day. Never. And the fact that we were able to just be like, okay, $30, we're going to pay $30 and then we're going to go on the ride, like without waiting basically, is a plus. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
that having that be available like does help you experience the things you want to experience in the day.
Okay, I can buy that.
And I think they should also do that for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like mission
Oh yeah, we
breakdown,
didn't
the
get
drop
on that
down.
one.
We didn't get on it because there were no fast passes available. Like the fast passes when we walked into the park that day, the fast pass for that ride was already at 7 p.m.
Right. So
So it was like, what were we supposed to do? You know what I mean?
But we did go into Disneyland.
So then we went into Disneyland. And what was your favorite thing that we did in Disneyland?
I mean, I like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. I like that at Disney World.
Yeah.
We had fun on Thunder Mountain, I thought.
That
We
was
did the
cute,
Thunder
yeah.
Mountain. I love seeing ToonTown.
Yes.
What other rides did we do? I can't remember.
Like that's what I'm saying. We didn't do that much else. We did Haunted Mansion.
Oh yeah, love Haunted. I always love Haunted
Yeah,
Mansion.
that was fun. We did. Oh, and then we did spend a decent amount of time in the Star Wars land.
Yeah.
So that was we did get to do like all the Star Wars things.
Yes, we did both of the rides.
Yes, we really spent a good amount of time in the Star Wars land, which was nice. I will say that was really nice.
The main ride was very
Rise
cool.
of the Resistance.
Yeah, the motion simulator one made me feel nauseous.
Yeah, that one made me a little nauseous too. The Smuggler's Run, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. But see, the thing is, when Rise of the Resistance first opened, you couldn't like get on it. Like it was so popular, but that. Well, first of all, it's been around for 4 years or so it's
Okay.
Now a lot of people have ridden it, but also that virtual or that upcharge fast pass allowed us to ride the ride.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, it would have been hard to get on.
I think you always could get on it. You just have to wait in the regular line.
When the ride first opened, they were not doing standby queue for it. So you couldn't just walk onto the ride. You had to get a virtual queue, which was basically like on the app you signed up for a time and you could return at that specific time, but they would like sell out like immediately for the day because everyone wanted to ride it.
Oh, okay.
And then
But you could get on it.
I could get on it, yes. Yes, when I had a guide, we walked on. Yeah. But I think that they should do that for that ride as well. What they do that for that ride, I think they should do that for some of the other rides that just had such a long wait.
I really wanted to do the Mickey and Minnie one because you were hyping it up the whole day.
I was really bummed.
And then like we got into it and it like shut
we
down.
were like the next ones online.
Right. And
like
it
we
like
would have
shut
we would have been
down.
on the next like car to go
Yeah.
around.
But other than that, I think we did pretty much everything I would want to do. Like,
I mean, we didn't do Space Mountain, which sucked, but it's
Yeah, but,
also
like,
throughout
I've
the
done
whole
Space
day.
Mountain.
I
Like,
know
I
it's a
don't-
little different here, but like throughout the whole day, it has like a 50-minute wait. So like, it's just like the day starts to like get away from you. You know what I mean?
We didn't do the Matterhorn.
Yeah, that's not my favorite. I think that because some other things were down, Matterhorn had like a longer line than usual. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But I don't know. It's just I do wish that we had done like that Mickey and Minnie's ride. Would you ever want to watch a video of it, or do you want to keep it a surprise until the next time we go?
I think we'll just keep it a surprise. Like
Okay.
But I do want to watch. I think you started watching one without me. I do want to watch a thing about the
Rise of the Resistance, the
yes,
layout.
Yes.
Yes, it's very cool. It's
layout.
you know what's so interesting about that ride is it's actually not as big as you think it is.
That's what I want to see, like how they did that.
Right.
Because it feels like ginormous.
It feels
when you're in
massive, but it's actually not as big as you think
Right.
it is.
And that's why I want to watch the
Yeah.
video about that.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. That ride is really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you just feel so immersed. Like
Yeah.
in the whole Star Wars land. And it is interesting. Like we've been talking about Epic Universe and like watching videos about Epic Universe.
Girl, that's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
This Epic Universe rollout has been an utter disaster.
Not really.
Everything is broken there constantly, all the time.
I think that there's a couple of rides that have like a lot of animatronics and they're not quite at the point where they're like very reliable yet. But that happens a lot with attractions. Like when Rise of the Resistance first opened, it would go down all the time.
Okay.
But over time, they work out the kinks. They figure out what's going on and they figure out how to fix it. And
Well, shouldn't that be worked out before the park opens?
well, the park's not open yet,
but people are riding it.
specifically to work out the kinks.
Okay, but would you think by the time it's open in like 2 weeks, it's going to be worked out?
I think like 80% of the issues will be worked out.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's like what they're doing. That's like the whole point.
Okay.
But my point was when you look at those videos of that park, and I haven't been, but I hope to go soon. You really see how they dialed up the level of like immersion. Like when you are in those lands, you feel like you are in that land and it's so immersive and like you really feel like you're there because of the way that it's laid out, because of the way that the sight lines are laid out, because of the way the ride systems that are used where you don't see tracks as much. Like it's and don't get me wrong, Disneyland has amazing theming, like especially on the attractions. But like when you're walking through some of the older areas of Disneyland, that immersion like factor is a little bit like less. You know what I mean? You don't always feel like when you're walking through the like New Orleans like French Quarter like section of Disneyland, you don't necessarily feel like you're like there. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't know we were in a New Orleans section.
Like
were we?
where Haunted Mansion and Pirates is, that whole section. That's why they have beignets and mint and juleps.
Oh, I didn't.
And then the Tiana's Bayou Adventure, that whole section.
I didn't catch that we were in like a New Orleans.
Right.
themed
Everything in
area.
that section is like New Orleans.
Oh, for some reason I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that's why Pirates is over there, and
Huh.
it's all like that's that whole theme of that
Okay.
area. But when you're in Galaxy's Edge, there's like a noticeable shift. You know what I mean? Like you walk in, and all of a sudden you're in like this different world almost. You know what I mean? And that just seems to me like that is the direction of theme parks. Like that is where things are going. And you know, I know that Epic Universe people say, "Oh, Epic Universe is like revolutionizing the theme park industry," but the truth is Disney did do it first with Star Wars Land. And they've been building on this idea since They did the Cars Land. Like the Cars Land is also very immersive.
I do want to watch like videos about kind of the drama and controversy. Like I want to watch stuff about like the dark insides of Disney.
Well, we should watch Defunct Land. That's what that Defunct Land channel does.
Okay,
the one that made the video
Princess
about this,
Diana ride.
Yes, the superstar
Yes.
limo.
Yeah. But
So
I want to see the dark side of Disney.
yeah,
That's what it made me want to see.
Why did it make you want to see that?
I don't know, because I'm like, everyone there is supposed to be so happy, but meanwhile, I see so many crying children. I see miserable parents. I see, I see workers who are out in 90-degree weather in the hottest suits possible.
Sure.
I see, and I'm like, I want to know more about that. Maybe it's my instincts as a journalist and multimedia specialist.
Journalist like, Jacob Bellotti, yes.
Right. Noted. Well, excuse me. I am an award-winning interviewer. But it made me like my instinct was like, I want to know, like, to provide all of those things, what's going on behind the scenes.
Right,
that's what I want to know.
Right.
And that's what we will explore over the next 14 episodes of Let's Talk About That.
We're launching a news investigative series.
A new
Disney.
side podcast called Disney or Disney.
Did she or Disney?
It's a stupid show. Wow, for a show that had an episode last week called Let's Talk About Disneyland, we are now have been talking about Disneyland for a long time in this episode.
Yeah, so far the only thing we could call this episode is Let's talk about Disneyland Part 2.
I have no idea how we're doing on time. Is it time for a break?
Yeah, just about. We could take a break in a few minutes.
Okay. But truly, like in Disneyland, what would you do differently then? Like after the day we've had, what would you want to do differently next time?
So I think that next time we go, I would say, because here's the thing.
Because I had a good day, for the record. I had a good day, and I think Larry did a good job. So nobody...
Thank you.
Nobody come for that.
So here's the thing, right? The tickets for the park hopper were $250. Okay? If we got a California resident ticket, which is 3 days at the parks... one park per day.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be consecutive days.
Yeah.
What I would say is we get that, which is only $300. Okay. So it's $50 more and you get 3 days at the parks. Then I know we would have to pay for parking for all of those days. But if we just went on like a non-consecutive days and one day we were like, today we are just going to go to Disneyland. Okay, that's all we're gonna do. We're gonna show up. We're gonna get there at 9 a.m. Whatever. We're gonna stay until we get tired. See whatever shows we want to see. Take a break if we need to take a break. Come back. Enjoy the parks. Then we would have ridden everything, and also we would have had much more experiences. Like we would have maybe had more time to stop and like meet some characters. We would have maybe had more time to stop and see a parade or see some of the shows.
Yeah, we didn't see any of that, did we?
Not
really. We
really.
did see that one big parade in the middle that was happening.
And then there was that one show that was happening in California Adventure where they were drumming.
With
drumming
Clarabelle.
On the pots. Yes, with Clarabelle. But like also like on the same point, if we went and said, today we're just going to go to California Adventure, then we would have done Guardians of the Galaxy. We would have done Soarin' because it wouldn't have been a problem to wait on the line for 45 minutes.
I see.
We wouldn't have been taking stuff out of our day.
And also, we wouldn't have to be there for like 12 hours. Like,
right.
you know.
We could just kind of go there for like 8 hours, 9 hours, and like
be
really
done.
Experience everything, and then whenever we were done, just like spend an hour like shopping in some of the, because also with our shopping we only went to like the big Disney store.
Yeah, we only went to one store
because and there were so many stores like along that entryway like that we could have explored. Not even
one thing I will say about Disney, they have the merch.
They do have the merch.
Okay, they have cool stuff.
They do have cool
some
stuff. And a lot of it is like limited edition, which sounds crazy, but like It is. Like this shirt is limited edition.
Yeah, like they have some very high fashion, like, cool things that you would want to wear.
Well-designed stuff.
Yeah.
But also forget about like clothes. Like they have amazing like handbags and bags and jewelry and
That's what I'm saying. High fashion,
mugs
like
and
they have
pins. I mean, like we didn't even look. There were probably they sell pins at every single one of those stores.
Yeah.
And we only went into one store that had like, a wall of pins, but like there were so many other things that we could have looked at, and it's not even about buying them. It's just about seeing what they have.
That shirt
and, like,
is so cool now.
window
I want
shopping.
it. I can't believe
love
I
this
bought
shirt.
that for you. I should have bought it for myself.
Oh, honey, I really love this shirt.
It's a great
And
shirt.
You did get the hat that matches this collection.
I did.
And I got the pin that goes with this collection, and that pin is one of my favorite pins that I have now.
Well, there you go. I think next time we go, you have to buy me that shirt and
Okay.
then buy yourself the hat as well.
Okay.
So that way
if
you
it's
have.
still part of the Disneyland 70th anniversary,
Well, honey.
that's what I'm saying. It's limited edition.
Well, then can we go back next week?
We can go back whenever you want.
See,
my
like
dear.
now that I am working again and I have like a job right now, I'm like, money. I'm like, throw it here.
Yeah,
throw
you're
it
still not
there.
getting the Six Flags passes that I asked for my birthday.
Well, we need to figure out when we can go to Six Flags because it seems like our next few months are going to be very busy.
I know, but we just need one day. We just need one day for Six Flags.
One short day in Magic Mountain.
Woo! All right, we'll be right back with more Let's Talk About That right after this.
Ah! What if I just as a joke, painted this picture that I'm like an absolute monster when the cameras are off, like in between being like, "Shut up, Blair."
You know, the big red stands would come to my defense.
I don't think they would. Cheater.
So it's not a story.
Cheater.
It's not a story.
Cheater.
You are a monster.
Cheater.
It's the truth.
Cheater.
See, this is the abuse I get.
And we're back.
It's not a story. It is the truth.
Oh my goodness. Disneyland. It felt like you were going to ask me something, and then I asked you what would your ideal, what would you have done differently about the day?
That's a question from so long ago I couldn't even tell you.
You don't know.
Tell you.
You don't know. Okay.
No.
Well, you had a whirlwind of a week.
I did have a whirlwind of a week visiting with my cousins. Did so many touristy things that I hadn't done in years in LA. Like the Warner Brothers studio tour.
Uh-huh. I did that, I think, a couple years ago.
I've done it like 4 times.
Okay,
Because
well,
every time someone comes and visits, it's like, let's do the Warner Brothers studio tour.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't done it in a while, but what'd you think of that one?
I like the Warner Brothers tour. It's one of the good ones.
Yeah.
It's really chill.
I think it's the best studio tour.
Yes. Girl, I don't know what is up with Harry Potter merch. Like, I could not find good Harry Potter merch.
You're about 15 years too late to that conversation.
So what? I mean, like, is Harry Potter still huge and they can't find a Harry Potter pin?
I mean, I'm sure you could at Epic Universe.
Yeah, I guess so. I just
But-
felt like even the pin that I got, like, from the Warner Brothers tour, where they literally have a whole Harry Potter section, and like Harry Potter is owned by Warner Brothers. Like, even that, I'm just kind of like, ugh, I don't love the pins that I got. I mean, I put them up, but like,
Yeah.
as soon as I get something better, I'm gonna take those down. They're just not my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there used to be such good Harry Potter stuff, and it was like a big deal. Like,
I
it
know.
was like everything was Harry Potter.
Harry Potter is like one of the most merchandised like things, and yet I can't find a single pin that is the Hogwarts crest with all 4 houses on one.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what
don't
is
know.
up with that?
I don't
What is
know.
up with that?
That was your big Warner Brothers takeaway?
Well, I'd been there so many times before that like really the only thing I wanted from there was a Harry Potter pin.
Yeah. Well, I've been there for events. And,
You also worked there.
at Warner Brothers?
Isn't that where you filmed the Friends thing?
No, that was filmed at Hollywood Forever,
What?
the cemetery.
But didn't they do a whole thing in front of the fountain?
Well, the premiere was at Hollywood Forever.
I thought you worked on the production of it.
No, I worked on the premiere.
Oh, so they had already filmed it,
Yeah.
and you went to the premiere as a worker.
Yes.
What was your job?
Talent assistant person.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you filmed it. I thought you were there when
No.
they filmed it.
No, I was not.
Oh.
I think they filmed that before I moved to Los Angeles.
Maybe, yeah.
I think they filmed that. Well, I don't know when they would have filmed it, actually.
I don't
Now I'm
know.
thinking about it because,
So what was the premiere like? People just were watching it?
yeah, lots of, HBO execs and the cast and famous people. and all
Watching the
that.
reunion.
It was hosted by Maddie Ziegler.
It was?
Okay, so it was weird. They were doing there was in between, because the thing isn't that long, right? The Friends, it's like an hour.
Right.
So in between that, they were having segments where Jonathan Bennett and Maddie Ziegler would be in this commentary booth almost, and they
Okay.
would just be like
from Mean Girls, Jonathan Bennett.
yes,
Okay.
and they would be bringing people in to the booth, people that were at the premiere, quizzing them on things about Friends.
Got it.
Which
So
of
it's like-
course I knew none of, because I think Friends is one of the worst shows ever made.
Oh gosh, you got to be careful with these opinions.
No. I'll stand by that. It is transphobic. It is homophobic. It is disgusting television, and it's not funny. That's the other thing about Friends. It's not funny.
It is funny.
It's not.
It is funny.
I watched 2 full seasons and did not laugh one time.
It is funny. It's a funny show.
It's not funny.
I mean, you can't become the most popular sitcom in television history without being funny and relatable to some people.
I think you can, because you cast Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox at their prime.
But they were very funny in that show.
I don't agree.
Lisa Kudrow was funny.
Lisa Kudrow is funny. She was not funny in Friends.
Yes, she was.
Friends is objectively not funny.
I think it is
And I think
subjectively funny.
And I think if you watch any clip, there's many out there, any Friends clip that doesn't have the laugh track in it, and you watch it, it's just incredibly uncomfortable, dark shit.
That's true with every sitcom when you
Not
take the
true,
laugh
Tina.
track out.
Not true, Tina. It's specifically
You just
Friends.
think Golden Girls is the funniest thing, and nothing can live up to Golden Girls, which I get. I'm not gonna say that Friends is funnier than Golden Girls.
It's not by a long shot.
I'm not trying to say that, but I don't think that you can sit here and say Friends is not funny at all.
It's not funny. I watched it and did not laugh.
Well, you
I don't know
are
what
you
to
are
tell
one
you.
voice. It doesn't mean that it's not funny at all. It just means you didn't find it funny.
Well, that's what I go off of, Larry, is I go off of if I enjoyed something or not. It forms my opinion of
Well,
that
but then the way you should voice your opinion is by saying, "I don't think this was funny," rather than "not funny."
I think there's a lot of people out there that agree with me. Let us know in the comments.
I don't think I've ever met a single person who thinks Friends isn't funny.
I have met many people who think it's not funny. So let us know in the comments if you are Team Larry, boo, or Team Jacob, yay!
I'm gonna tell you that me thinking that Friends is funny is not a controversial opinion. You thinking that Friends is not funny is a controversial opinion.
We shall see. The audience will decide.
Okay, but when you start getting hate, you can't be like, they hate me.
Listen, if people hate me, it's because they want to be me.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Right.
All right. It's not-
I wish that The Nanny was filmed on the Warner Brothers lot so that The Nanny could have been part of the Warner Brothers tour, because that is my favorite show.
The Nanny, funny.
Nanny, very funny.
Very funny show.
Very
funny show.
Yeah. But, so we did the Warner Brothers tour.
Uh-huh.
I will say as well, it's so dead on those lots these days.
Well, yeah.
Things are not filming. I mean, he did say there were 12 shows in production on the lot currently.
Yeah, there are things filming.
Yeah.
in Los Angeles.
He said the Warner Brothers lot happens to be one of the more staffed up lots. Like
that being said, I will be going to France to film a TV show that's about America.
Right. But and the other thing is like the shows that are filming like on the Warner Brothers lot, I don't know like if they're super popular. Besides Abbott Elementary, right? And the Jennifer Hudson show. People watch that, daytime TV. But there's like a spin-off of Big Bang Theory.
Oh, okay.
That's on now.
Okay.
I think it's called like...
You should get on that show. Why are you not on that?
I don't know.
You're nerdy. You have that like distinct Big Bang Theory look to you.
Yeah, but so this show is about her... So Sheldon's sister's wet marriage.
What?
So I think...
well, first of all, I didn't know he had a sister. I've never watched The Big Bang.
Maybe it's not his sister.
For the record, I've never watched The Big Bang Theory. Not one time.
I mean, that's the longest running sitcom like ever.
I know. I've never watched it.
Yeah. Loved that one.
You love that one?
I watched every episode of The Big Bang Theory.
You watched every episode of The Big Bang Theory?
I've seen every episode of The Big Bang Theory.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
You've never brought that up. You've never mentioned that.
Yeah. I've seen every episode. I had a phase where I watched it all. Yeah. I would watch like 3 or 4 episodes a night. And then like, after a while you've watched it all. Okay, you're laughing at me, but you've seen every episode of many shows.
Yeah, I do enjoy watching high quality television.
So you think Big Bang Theory is lowbrow?
I am not saying that in the slightest, Larry. I am just saying it's...
But you think it.
It is not considered in the industry to be a masterful achievement of cinema. How about that?
Girl.
That's
it
what I'll
is
say.
considered that because it's the longest running show. It's the longest running sitcom, like... ever. Except for Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but like on a major network, it's like the longest running sitcom.
Right, but I should really say this off camera to you because I don't want to offend anybody, but do you realize how stupid most of America is?
Jacob.
I mean, that is what Hollywood people think. Listen, we are trying to be authentic to the industry that we are in here.
Yeah.
And what this industry thinks is that most Americans are extraordinarily stupid.
Okay, but
and quite frankly, I think that given the election results of 2024.
Sure.
Okay?
But that show is about smart people.
Exactly. And that appeals to a demographic that is slightly out of, what Hollywood people think. So,
all right, whatever. I liked the show, but so then they made a show called Young Sheldon, right? Which was like...
Yes, Ian Armitage, friend of the pod.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this show that they're making now is a multicam show that is a spin-off of Young Sheldon.
A spin-off of Young Sheldon.
Right, which is a spin-off of The Big Bang Theory. So it's a spin-off of a spin-off.
So how does it correlate?
I believe it's... I could be wrong. Oh, you know what it is? It's Sheldon's brother.
He has a brother. Is his brother in The Big Bang Theory?
Maybe for like one episode.
One episode.
But in
Big Bang
Young
Theory.
Sheldon, he has a brother.
Oh, so why is he not in The Big Bang Theory if he's in Young Sheldon?
Well, because in The Big Bang Theory, Sheldon doesn't live with his family.
But you never see his family in the longest running sitcom.
You might see him like once.
Like the longest running sitcom of
like I said,
whatever.
you might see him like once.
Okay, well that okay.
So then Young Sheldon is like a backstory of Sheldon, right? And then this show that's being made is, I think it's like Sheldon's brothers and his wife. It's called like whatever his name is. I don't remember. It's called like Billy and Mandy's First Marriage or something like that. I don't think I don't think that's their names.
Oh, well, Billy and Mandy were the Grim Adventures.
Right. So it's not that. It's like whatever their names are.
Huh.
It's someone in someone's first marriage. That's the name of the show.
Okay.
And we saw the set for that show. We walked in. Looked very much like the Wizards Beyond Waverly Place set.
Did it?
I mean, not the set itself, but the setup.
Okay, yeah. Well,
the setup of the room.
that's how most sitcoms are
Yes.
are arranged.
Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
So that was cool. But yes, I should get on that show.
That's what I'm saying. Like you are very distinctly Big Bang Theory oriented.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This show is not. It's not the Big Bang Theory characters. Like it's set in Texas in the 90s.
Oh.
It's like a period.
I don't think you
sitcom.
would have done well in Texas in the 90s.
No. But it does star Emily Osment
Oh, okay.
from Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, friend of a friend of the pod.
She's a nice person.
Great friends with Jason Earls.
Yeah.
So she's the star of that. But
What else did you do besides go to Warner Brothers?
oh my gosh, never had done this before. We went to the Santa Monica Pier, which I had done before, but
Okay, when you say we, I was not part
you
of
know
this.
that it was me and my cousins.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went there, and I rode the roller coaster on the Santa Monica Pier.
I can't believe you did that without me.
Honey, you weren't there. You were working. You were working.
So just because I work, I have to be punished by not being able to go on a roller coaster at the Santa Monica Pier?
Anytime you want to go, we can go. Anytime.
Let's go right now.
All right.
We're stopping this episode. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so here's the thing about that roller coaster. It's not that fun, but it is cool because it's very pretty. You see like the view of like the ocean and the beach.
I would hope so because it's on a pier.
Yeah, but I've never been on a roller coaster on a pier before.
Okay, well, I don't think I've actually. I don't know if that's true because they used to have a big pier in Seaside Heights in New Jersey that we would go to sometimes. But then Hurricane Sandy happened and it like went underwater,
Oh.
and so like the roller coaster got absorbed into the ocean.
What was it, a wooden roller coaster?
No, it wasn't. But I think I went on that when I
Okay.
used to go to the pier as
Cool.
a kid.
Cool. I mean, that is like
the
the
boardwalk.
foundation of theme parks. Theme parks began like in those like
Yeah.
pier, oceanside.
Yeah,
like,
and they continue there in Roller Coaster Tycoon.
yes.
Yeah.
But it's funny that now those theme parks are like are very janky. Like they have this like all of the like theme parks on like the edge of the ocean have a reputation for being very like janky.
Yeah.
Except for like Cedar Point, which is like on
Never been there.
the edge of one of the Great Lakes. It's like there's a peninsula that juts out into one of the Great Lakes. Don't remember which one, but that's where Cedar Point is. Maybe it might be
Interesting.
Lake Erie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Where's Cedar Point, Ohio?
it's in Ohio, northern Ohio.
That sounds like Lake Erie.
Yeah,
then.
yeah. So, but there aren't like that's how like Coney Island,
Yeah.
that's how Coney Island started. But now it's like Coney Island is a little like, I don't know. I mean, I've been there and it's kind of fun, but it's just like it doesn't hold a candle to something like Six Flags. You know what I mean?
People are gonna come for you,
For not
honey.
saying Coney Island is not the best place to go in the world.
A place in New York isn't the best place in the world. This
Come
is a
on,
very
I never thought Coney Island was like the best
this
thing
is
in
a
the world.
shocking Larry Saperstein development here.
I never thought Coney Island was the best thing in the world.
Shocking developments here on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So you went to the pier, you did the roller coaster.
Yeah.
What else did you do?
What else did we do? We went to the Academy Museum, which you and I had gone to.
Yeah. What did you
There-
think of your second time there?
There was a Bong Joon-ho exhibit.
Oh, you didn't tell me about it.
Yeah, it wasn't. The thing is, I haven't seen all of his movies. I only saw Parasite.
You didn't see the Snowpiercer?
No.
Did they have Snowpiercer stuff?
Yes.
Well, that would have been cool.
They didn't have any good like merch though. They didn't have any good Bong Joon-ho merch.
Well, his movies are very specific. I guess
I know.
Snowpiercer could have had good merch, but I like Parasite is not a movie that is like merch friendly.
Right.
You know,
They did have,
but despite being the best movie of the 21st century,
Come on, that's fierce.
it absolutely is without a doubt.
They had some cool like
It's not very merchable.
They had some props. There was like the portrait of like the Park family right? Which is like the rich family.
Yeah.
In Parasite, they had like different like paintings of them or whatever was like those like props from the movie.
Oh, cool.
I'm not sure if they were recreations or if they were the actual props.
Okay. Well, usually the Academy Museum, they have the originals.
Okay, so then it might have been the originals.
Yeah.
But they also had like a wall of like all of his like inspirations. This was actually kind of cool. It was like he took very extensive notes about like certain films. So it would be like saying like Jaws was one of Bong Joon-ho's big inspirations. And then there would be like this big long like handwritten notes that he wrote about Jaws.
Interesting.
Like looking at his like dissection of those films that inspired him in his like when he was a student.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
That is cool.
And they had some like maquettes, like models of Okja, which I didn't even realize was his movie.
Yeah.
That was that Netflix one.
Yeah.
So they had like a big like kind of like model of like what the Okja looked like, and
I think that's cool.
yeah, there was it was cool. It just I haven't seen all of the movies, so it was a little like I was a little like underinformed. You know what I mean? There was a whole section of the Academy Museum that was closed off. That whole animation exhibit that we didn't love.
Oh, really?
It was closed off, gone. They're redoing it.
They do that a lot. They like swap out the exhibits and all that.
So and that I mean I love animation and I wanted an amazing animation exhibit. That one was not it.
Yeah. I mean they have other ones that have been in there that are way cooler.
Yeah.
And I was sad that they took down the Tim Burton stuff when I went with you. Because
right.
The Tim Burton stuff was really cool.
That is cool.
But yeah, I mean, the Academy Museum is always a great place to visit.
They loved the Zoetrope. My cousins loved the Toy Story Zoetrope.
Yes, and if you don't know what that is, you can Google it. We're not going to explain it.
Yeah, it was really cool, Zoetrope.
What else did you do? Anything else this week?
We did like a driving tour of LA. We
there was one thing.
We went to Porto's. Is that what you were going to say?
No, there was one thing that was tragically beautiful this week.
What?
That happened.
What?
We went to our favorite Italian restaurant for the final time.
Oh. This is really upsetting.
It does.
Let's have a moment of silence.
This is an audio show.
You should pause this episode to have your own moment of silence.
Yeah, and we'll give you that time now.
Great.
Okay. It was our favorite. It was our spot. Okay.
It was our spot.
It was our Italian food, like haven, beautiful. And previous episodes of this podcast, we have not mentioned it by name because it was our spot.
Right.
And it's like we don't want other people going to our spot. You know what I mean? But the restaurant Guido's. And we went to make a reservation this week, and then on the website it said they will be closing on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I mean,
ceasing operations permanently.
I think this is confirmation to me that we do truly live in the worst timeline.
Yeah.
There is nothing good about this.
No.
This is,
and it's so sad because the only reason that they're closing is because by the way, it's been open for 46 years.
Yeah.
Since 1979.
Yeah.
It's been in business.
Yeah.
And it's like the best Italian restaurant in Los Angeles.
It's delicious.
Hands down.
Delicious
food. Cool, like lovely atmosphere. It feels old. It feels like the red booths and the servers wear like their button-down shirts and their pants and like very like it just feels classy.
It's very classy and I love it so much. The food is delicious
and
it's gonna be gone.
And it's gonna be gone in like 2 weeks' time. And the only reason that it's going to be gone is because the owners of the business didn't own the property, which really is crazy, actually. They should have purchased the building at some point.
Yeah.
But So they had been leasing the building for 46 years.
Yeah.
And the owner of the building decided that he wants to sell the building, sell the land, and it's going to become like apartments.
Yeah. It is a national tragedy.
It really is.
I mean,
it's just upsetting that it's upsetting that a business person who, look, I understand he wants to make his $8 million on the lot of land or whatever. I get that. But he's also making like $30,000 a month in rent that's being paid to him
right.
just from owning this property.
Right.
And I feel like if you are the owner of a property like that,
that person's probably never been there, never been to Guido's.
That's just so upsetting.
Yeah.
If you own a property like that and you see that month after month after month, this restaurant is busy, it's full, people are going there for their holiday dinners, they are making incredible food. It's the only place like that in Los Angeles.
We went there for my birthday. We
went there for Valentine's
Day. I mean,
and people go. Like it's not like a restaurant that nobody goes to.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you own that place, there's a responsibility that you have to the culture, to the community. And you're just going to sell that, so that it could be apartments?
Yes, it is very, very upsetting. I really am devastated by this loss.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Me too.
And it's just such a good restaurant that I am so sad to see it close its stores.
And the waiter was like, there's not really anything else like it in LA, which is true. Which is also unfortunate because we're just talking about a good Italian restaurant. That's what we're talking about. So we're saying
okay, pause. There are many, many great Italian restaurants in Los Angeles.
But not ones that are unpretentious.
This is like specific New Jersey Italian. Like that's the type of Italian restaurant it is. Like,
right.
There, like if you want authentic like Italy Italian food, there are many places you can go that are delicious.
I understand that.
And fantastic.
But like, okay, John and Vinny's is Italian food, but it's not like unpretentious Italian food. It's like pretentious. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like spicy.
We'll go to L'Antica.
Okay.
Which you'll like.
And we should go to that place that he was suggesting.
Yeah, so we were talking to the waiter about it closing, and I was trying to say things to prompt him to to try and get if there's other good Italian spots that maybe we don't know about.
Right.
And we got him to say the name of one that I can't remember at this moment. But, so that'll have to be our next try,
Yeah, I guess that's our only option. I do want to take you. There's a place called Jones, West Hollywood, which is kind of a similar vibe too. That's really nice, but
not food like Guido's.
No, it's more like pizzas rather than like pasta dishes and like chicken
Guido's
parm.
had that class.
Yeah,
to it,
yeah. It's really upsetting. So. This episode is dedicated to Guido's.
Yeah, Guido's, we love you.
We love you, and we
not the people, the restaurant.
Right.
Let's make that distinction.
And the truth is that we would have kept going.
Oh, absolutely.
We would have gone there every couple months, every holiday.
I would have proposed there.
Oh, honey. Oh. Just a ring in the breadsticks.
Yeah, no, in the creme brulee.
Oh God. We would have kept going there. We would have gone there for special occasions because it really is just we just loved the food.
Yeah.
And it was a relaxing, quiet place for us to go. And it just sucks that we only found out about it 4 months ago, and now it's going to be gone.
Yeah, and now it'll be apartments.
Which
all right.
Just
well, what a great episode today.
Capitalism ruins everything.
We're talking about capitalism.
I mean, that's what it is. Capitalism ruins everything.
It's true. But I want to move on because we have very limited time left, and we have to make a couple announcements.
Okay.
Before we go.
All right.
Next week, we have the culmination of season 1's guests.
Yes.
We have a phenomenal
guest.
I mean, the person we have next week, you're going to get.
Yeah. And that episode is long, too. It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah. We've already filmed it. It's a long episode, and you are going to gag. You're
Yes.
going to love it. And the week after that is our season finale.
It's our
if you can
season 1
believe it.
finale extravaganza.
We have been in your lives, some of your lives, for 50 weeks.
Yeah.
And we plan on being in them for many, many more.
At least 50 more.
Yeah. So season 1 is coming to a close. Make sure you tune in next week because you really do not want to miss that. And the week after, we'll have an extravaganza finale.
Yes.
So lots of exciting stuff coming your way. And then don't worry, it's only a very quick break before we're back with season 2.
Just a short break, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah. So thank you for everybody who's been here for the whole journey. Thank you if you're new, if you're coming to us. There are lots of fun episodes if you are new to go back and listen to.
Yeah, go back and listen to a past episode.
Yeah.
And don't sleep on the episodes that are just me and Jacob, okay?
We have some really funny episodes.
Some really fun episodes.
Mac and cheese incident, iconic.
Hilarious.
We'll never get past the mac and cheese incident.
Yes. What was the one where we talked about poopy pits? That was a great one. Don't remember what that one was called.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's way back in the bank. A fun thing that happens with the podcast is we have no idea what we talked about most of the time. Like if we start to talk about something and we've talked about it before, sometimes my memory will jog.
Right.
Yeah, we might have talked about this.
90% of the time we're talking about theme parks.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you like 2 topics that we've talked about on this podcast.
I could.
But, whatever.
Well, you can find us on social media, TikTok and Instagram and YouTube at Let's Talk About That Pod.
Yeah.
And take it away.
Thanks for being here this week.
You could send us an email.
Oh my goodness. We
goodness.
have an email account. Let's talk about that pod at gmail.com.
Yes.
If you want to send any fan mail requests, if you want to mourn Guidos with us, please.
Yes.
Join
we'll
us.
be hosting a candlelight vigil for Guidos.
If you want to yell at me about Friends, that's also fine.
Yeah.
Please let me know.
Send us your hate mail.
I don't care. I would love that because I'll sit behind the computer and I will type a long response to you. And I will explain to you exactly why you're wrong.
If you want to get into an email fight with Jacob, send an email to letstalkaboutthatpod@gmail.com.
I'm here for it, honey. I'm here for it. Any final thoughts from you?
Thank you, Guidos, for your service. Thank you, Disneyland, for your service, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you, Santa Monica Pier, for your service. Thank you, Academy Museum, for your service.
We love you.
We love you.
All right.
And we'll see you next time on
Let's talk about that.